what is my advice towards people who have an issue with respecting their teachers and calling their teachers Sheikh and so on? I think it's not necessarily that people always disrespect their teachers when they don't do so. It's often that people have a confusion over this issue. Firstly, the term Sheikh or the term Ustad or the term doctor or the term whatever is not a term that you find in the Quran and the Sunnah. It's not a Shari'i term. It's not something which you will find that the Prophet ﷺ called his companions Sheikh. Companions didn't call each other Sheikh. They would call either one another the titles such as Khalifa or Amir al-Mu'mineen or something like this, or they would call one another through their name, or they would call one another through their kunya. Abu Abdullah, Abu Abdurrahman, Abu Sawan and so forth. And so it's not an issue of Quran and Sunnah. However, it is an issue of respecting someone. So you will find that there are many times that a Sheikh will call his students Sheikh. And many of our teachers would address us as Sheikh. They wouldn't address us as anything else. So they would say, Ya Sheikh Ahsan. And I'm not a Sheikh, but they would call it because this is the etiquette that they want us to possess. Part of having the etiquette of knowledge is that you have them yourself. And that means the teacher as well, not just the students, but the teacher as well. And so if out of respect someone calls a teacher who is a teacher, he's learning from them, he's benefiting from them, he's seeking their knowledge, he calls them Sheikh or he calls them Ustad, then I don't see anything wrong with this. I don't see that there's any problem or that it's against the Sunnah or it's against the Sharia. And I think people are smart enough and intelligent to know that when, for example, they call someone that's teaching them Quran a Sheikh, they're not comparing him to someone like Sheikh bin Baz or Sheikh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah or Imam Ahmad. People know the difference, right? Someone that's teaching you Quran and he's teaching you how to read Alif Ba Ta and you call him Sheikh, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're now equating him with the likes of Sheikh bin Baz and Sheikh ibn Taymiyyah. And so people need to use their intelligence. And sometimes we make trivial issues mountains and we make them into really big deals when they're not really a big deal. And so if you have someone that's knowledgeable, someone that's studied, someone that you're seeking knowledge from and you call him Sheikh, then I don't see any problem with this. And I ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He guide us to that which is true. Wallahu ta'ala alam.